Bit of sounding to start with, clears the anxiety. So we're starting with, this is for the Radiant Rider deck, whereas we're using, this is from the Giant one, so it's slightly different, but that's all good. The Fool is in the Major Arcana. The Fool. You're packed, perky, and psyched to jettison off into a new adventure. You feel the power of pure potential all around. The Fool indicates you are compelled to take that first fearless step into a new direction. This card is all about limitless opportunity. The Fool personality is void of all structure, rules, or reason. He is without plan, strategy, or knowledge of destination. The Fool comes frolicking into your readings as a sign of birthing new ideas to pounce upon from a place of excitement and innocent expectation. The Fool beckons you to become like a child, be a clean slate, seek out new vistas without preconceived notions or habitual, predetermined thinking. When upright, travel, change, innocence, expectation, spontaneity. Reversed, which means when it's upside down. Escape, irresponsibility, ignorance, unprepared, impetuousness. Impetuousness. When contemplating the meaning of the Fool, ask yourself, am I following my dreams? Am I honouring my prime passion? What would the Fool do in my situation? What do I value most, my beliefs or my image? The Fool says, ignore the criticisms of your peers. People may think you're nuts, but at least you're going for the gusto. Ditch your hang-ups and try a walk on the unconventional side of life. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Pack only what you need in life. Love, faith, wonder, and blaze a new trail. This is the layout of the book, in case you're curious. And that's the first page that I've read from, and then you've got that on the second page. So it's very aesthetically nicely laid out, because some books, well, I know for us being dyslexic, it can really make a difference on how the book's laid out. Meaning in a reading, upright, core meaning. It's time to move out of the old and into the new. Whether changing location or your worldview, you are primed for an easy-going and adventurous transition. Reverse, core meaning. Poor planning and poor choices in the past have put you in a position to cut your losses and move forward. Learn from past mistakes and take smarter steps into a better future. Quick read meanings for love in the upright position. So it's going to be love, money, career, and family. Quick read meanings in the upright position. Love. Fall into it. Surrender to your heart. Hop on the roller coaster ride of love with giddy abandon. Money. Sheer dumb luck is on your side. Buy a lottery ticket, follow a hunch, or take a chance. Career. Even if it doesn't make sense, make a bold move in your career. Follow your destiny, not practicality. Family. Road trip. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be going round the mountain when she goes. Lead your family on a new adventure together, or it might be time to move out of the nest. In reverse, the quick reading meanings for love, money, career, and family. Love. You're blinded by something in the relationship. Get real. Get a reality check and move on. Money. Your resources are meagre right now, so make the most of them. Invest and spend more wisely. Career. You've been blindsided by a terminated job or project. Move through feelings of indecision or loss. Family. A rash departure from your roots leaves you feeling alone and isolated. Time to find a new support group. So we've just got 3 different books here. So this one is The Pictorial Key to the Tarot by A.E. Waite. So this is the next one we're just going to read from. The major arcana can also be called the trumps, and the major arcana, or the trumps, are are like the bigger picture, and the minor arcana are the minor picture, everyday life. It looks like the Fool doesn't come first here. I wonder if it comes last. It comes last and first in a lot of these decks, you see, because it's the beginning and it's the end. It comes after the end and it comes before the beginning. There's the World. Part 3. There's the Magician. Tarot and Secret Perdition. The 4 Suits. Trumps, Major Arcana. Introductory. Well, it doesn't actually seem to have it in here, unless it comes right at the very end, which is very random if it does. Bibliography, card layouts. Ace of Pentacles. So we're not reading the Fool from that book because I can't find it, which is very random, seeing as it has every other one. But there we go. So the other book that we're just going to read out on that one is Tarot for Beginners. So let's see if it's in this one, shall we? The Fool, and this is very differently laid out to the other book, but it's a lot shorter. The Fool, 0, the starting point. The Fool is just about to set off on the journey. This is the 0 point from which everything transpires. Because nothing is yet known here at the origin of the Fool's journey, both optimism and caution are called for. Beginning a new journey is a time to feel hopeful, courageous, and even young at heart. However, there may be risks ahead as well. Who will you encounter? What will you learn? How will the choice you make next ultimately come to affect your circumstances? Sometimes this is impossible to know. Letting go of thinking you know or that you need to know is a good place to start. With this card, the only thing you can control is taking the first step. If the Fool is laid upright, it can signify innocence, a free spirit, spontaneity, and beginnings. However, if the card is reversed, it can point to recklessness, risk-taking, general foolishness, and naivety. Proceed with open-minded caution. So as you can see, he's on a cliff. So when you do take that first step, the obvious perception is that you're going to fall. That's where you have to have trust in energies. Saturn time, boundaries. So the next one is from the Witchcraft Oracle there. Sorry about the glare. Can't really see his bag then, can you? That's a bit better. There we go. So it's still a thorn. This is the book. And it's laid out pretty basically. So from Witch's Tarot Companion by Ellen Duggan, The Fool. The Fool is at the beginning of a spiritual and magical journey. The Fool is young, open, and daring enough to take a risk and to make a leap of faith. He strolls along at the very edge of the cliff, a green valley below him, and mountains at his back, either unaware or uncaring of the risk. He carries a leather satchel filled with his past experiences on his traveller's staff. These are kept safe and secure by his faith, symbolised by the pentagram that keeps this satchel closed. His bright, colourful costume gives a nod to both his happy mood and his sunny disposition. The red feather in his cap symbolises his zeal for life and his love of the journey. The Fool has his face tipped up to the bright blue sky and is enjoying the freedom, excitement and adventure of his journey. The white rosebud that the Fool carries symbolises his innocence, his trust, and those new beginnings. The dog portrayed in this card is the Fool's companion and familiar. It prances happily along beside him. West Highland White Terriers, or Westies as they are often called, are known for being loyal, energetic and smart dogs, a perfect companion for the novice traveller. Meanings. This first major arcana card is an excellent illustration of someone who is following their bliss. This card often materialises in a reading when the querent is trying something new and completely different. They may be just beginning their spiritual journey or are exploring a new magical tradition or path. Perhaps they are taking on a brand new job or are considering an innovative business opportunity. The Fool encourages us to dare, be more open-minded and enjoy the ride. Do not let yourself be dragged down by worries. The Fool laughingly persuades you to trust and take a chance and not fret too much about the future. Instead, just enjoy the trip and take things one day at a time. This card is all about the proverbial leap of faith. Sure, it is possible that you might make a mistake or fall down, but hey, you can always get right back up, brush yourself off, and try again. Sometimes that is the best way to learn, by daring to do. At the end of the day, the Fool encourages you to be open to new prospects and ideas. Live on the edge. Think outside of the box. Be confident and bold. There is a big, wide, magical world out there. Go explore it. Keywords: follow your bliss, adventure, fresh starts, exploration, a journey, new ideas, take a chance, and chase your dreams. The beginning of a spiritual quest, exploring a new magical path of tradition, a leap of faith. Deity associations: none, because the Fool represents humanity. Humans are fools. Yes, we are. Astrological association: Uranus. Reversed: irresponsibility, recklessness, dangerous and careless behaviour. A precarious situation. There is a need to be cautious and plan ahead. Okay. And the next one is from our chakra deck. straight on the page, and that's the layout of the book. Just one page and broken into nice little easy things. The Fool, 0. The adventure begins. The roots of our fool's gown illustrates her connection to earth. Although they are part of her essential being, she will need to break free from these roots in order to travel the path ahead. The journey begins with her, and she is us. First chakra message. This first chakra card reveals our arrival with the beliefs, challenges, and natural characteristics we receive from our genes, and so fits nicely into the grounding aspect of the root chakra. Our roots are where we source our life from. Transplant your roots, change your life. Indication: rooted in beliefs that you will need to break free from. Family restrictions, choosing a new route in life. Keywords: beginning, journey, risk, naivety, starting afresh, newness, bravery. Reversed: staying stuck in the past, feeling isolated, chronic health issues, indecision, staying connected only to what is familiar in the present. Planet, see this one's got a different planet. Sun, where it's Uranus before. The self, survival, our basic nature inherited. The Fool in the first chakra is like your sun sign. It is your basic nature right now at the time of this reading. What is your current outlook, your temperament? See, before, we would have been like, it would confuse us and everyone inside, because why different things say different things, and what's wrong and what's right. But the whole point is there is no wrong or right. There's only one's individual truth, which is their opinions, their experiences, their perceptions, and the ability they have and the vocabulary they have to describe that, or to explain that, or to communicate that. And it's not wrong or right, it's their truth of the greater picture of energy, because no one really knows. Anyone only knows through their words, their experiences of what's going on. Even all of science and the rest of it, and maths, all stems from one person that explored something or that discovered something, and then it became agreed in the collective. But it doesn't mean just because it's in society and it's out there in the collective, it doesn't mean that that's the way, or that's truth, or that's proven. It just means there's an agreement upon that being the perceived truth with the knowledge that they have at the time. But things are completely shifting at the moment, and there's going to be a lot learnt. The basics of science, I mean, a lot of the fundamental formulas that science is based on, one of them is half theoretical. So if one of the fundamental formulas is half theoretical, hello, I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. Meditation. And I love these different books, how they have the meditation, and they have different things as well. Really helps a restricted, limited, autistic brain. Helps it open up into its diversity and potential of the multi-dimensionalness that there is in it, really, while staying grounded. Meditation. If there's no need to, and if anyone has experienced any kind of trauma, be very careful about going into meditation. Don't go into your typical stigma attached of what meditation is and stillness. We suggest active meditations because a traumatized body doesn't want to get still, and it's not healthy, especially if one's inexperienced and doesn't know about it, to keep. You'll just basically keep traumatizing yourself, and there can be there can be consequences to that, basically, which aren't pleasant. So be aware about meditation, the impact of meditation on the trauma body, and your understanding of meditation. Meditation is just focus your energy on one thing: playing music, writing music, cooking, being in the garden. As long as your attention is on the job that you're doing in the moment, then you're meditating. As soon as you bring your awareness back to the fact that your thoughts have gone and you're not present in the moment, you're meditating because you've brought your awareness back. And it's just about a repetition of that. But yeah, any kind of trauma or experiences like that, just be careful. Meditation. If there is no need to stay attached to a past, that no longer defines you? Is it time to choose a new route? What kind of foundation do you need to build your life? Next steps. With no knowledge of the world or what she will need, the fool will venture on to discover her emotional power. If feelings are conjured, will she need a magician? Will you? And feelings are being conjured in us right now, because these are our unique self-healing tools. It's a very interesting. The journey that you've been taken upon with this is the same as the journey that we've been taken upon. And breathe. So this is the Millennium Thoth Tarot. Not very good with this angle on the book. So that's the book. And that's the card. These are great, actually. The world at the end is called the universe, and we get so much when we look at the symbols, because we're reading the different perspectives from the books right now, but the whole point that we're going to get to at the end of this for ourselves is to be able to look at something and get our own perspectives without the chaos of the contradictions of different perspectives and belief systems inside between all the alternate personalities that have been created since like 4 and below due to the traumas, and then we can actually decide who we want to be and what person we want to be without all that. But we have to understand all this stuff first, obviously. I don't like Claire. That's no good. That'll do. Yes. Constructive feedback loop of information out of the senses and in of the senses again. So this is just a very simple, easy book, not too much description at all. Because what might be the collective understanding of a symbol or a colour might be different to what you've grown up to and what your subconscious believes a colour or a symbol to be. So that's when you look at something yourself and it to be the gateway, the portal to your own intuition, to understand that the way you see or perceive something might be completely different to the collective and the general point of view, and that's okay, and it makes you extra special, in our opinion. The Fool. Aleph. A-L-E-P-H. Aleph. A man, dressed in green, stands with his feet firmly planted on the planet below him. Red streaks his green hair, which also has horns in it. He smiles as he stares straight ahead. A ball of flame emerges from his left hand. Water pours out from the cup in his right hand. He wears a cape of ripe grapes. The Hebrew letter for Aleph and the alchemical symbol for air appears on his chest. His bout, adorned with a bright yellow sun, hides his sexuality. A tiger climbs his right leg. A crocodile appears behind his left. The 12 symbols of the zodiac tumble down as coins to his right as well. The butterfly of transformation and the dove of innocence hover in the air. Upright meaning. Playfulness and mirth. Transcend the physical plane with your thoughts. Greet new situations with an open mind. Reversed meanings. Reluctance to rise up and change. Restraint and fixation. Taking a step back. I just want to look at that one a bit more now after you've heard it. So the triangle on this chest there with the line going through it is the air symbol, and that's the Hebrew one. I can't remember what we actually said. So then we've got Mystic Mondays. And that's the book. Simple and colourful. Wow, that's really shiny. Got heaps of glare normally. It hasn't got any on there. That's great. And the way the book's laid up here is pretty cool. I like this as well. The pages are coloured, which is great for our dyslexia. Of scotopic sensitivity syndrome that goes with it. And it's got the planets and a few key words to start with. So there's the layout of the book. The Fool, Uranus, free spirit, purity, beginnings. How exciting! The Fool is a card of pure spontaneous energy, filled with curiosity and enthusiasm for the next adventure. You're ready to step forward into a new journey where the sky's the limit. You have boundless potential where you can pour your exuberance into fresh creative endeavours. Living in the moment, you're learning to let go of your expectations and to go with the flow. You are ready to venture into unknown territories and pioneer your free spirit self into this new phase of your life. With a carefree attitude, this is a time to really discover yourself in new ways and explore your options. Trust your gut, listen to your heart, and believe in yourself. Once you let go, the universe will support you on this exciting beginning of your journey. YOLO, you only live once. Foolish, careless, naive. Current state of mind. It's all about you. Naive thinking and careless actions lead you to constantly live in the moment with no plans for the future. Your actions can be seen as selfish, feeding your ego and ignoring the consequences of how you are affecting those around you. In short, you are acting the fool. Check your ego and ask yourself if your actions are based off of wholeness and confidence or uncertainty and insecurity. Ground yourself and find your center within. You could also be walking into a vulnerable situation where you may be taken advantage of. Don't be naive and do your research. Be prepared for whatever you're about to walk into, whether it's an interview, meeting, or date. Risks might gratify you for the moment, but they could cost you in the long run. And then the next one, I love these ones too. It's the Fool and the Toes of Dreams. And this is up here, that's your Hebrew symbol, and up there, and then Uranus symbol. So I like it when it's got the symbols on of the planets and stuff. And I like the layout of the book in here as well. It doesn't have the colours like the other one. But it has, like, you've got the Hebrew letter in the astrology. It's got a really long bit for the Fool, but if I was to do like that, it says, yeah, so it's quite a good like format too. The Major Arcana, 0, Fool. Being foolish, playing the fool, making fun of something, the beginning of an endeavour or journey, an unorthodox or non-conformist approach, being a catalyst for change. We're being catalysts for change, of inspiring others to unconditionally love themselves and change their own internal dialogue. And when they and we can change our internal dialogues, we can have true compassion and unconditional love for others. Yeah, we do already, but not that others understand that yet. Shh, okay. The key to the Fool, well done, thank you for sharing. The key to the Fool card is its subversive quality. In dreams, our minds discard the everyday thought patterns and stylized behaviour imprinted on us by society, leaving us with startling juxtapositions and illogical conclusions. Likewise, the Fool announces the start of the journey like a trumpet call from the land of dreams. In the Tarot of Dreams, One glance at the Fool lets us know to expect the unexpected. At the same time, the Fool is the protagonist of our story. The hero who will travel across the landscape of dreams and encounter each of the characters of the major arcana in turn. The first thing we notice is the Fool's odd anatomy. His wide hips give him a strangely androgynous quality. Next, we see that his face is not there, except for the eyes behind the mask. We might also suspect him of being simply an empty set of clothes, except that he clearly has hands. He is simultaneously present and absent, making him a perfectly appropriate lead character in the series of dreams that is the major arcana. When shifting takes place, we had an emotional shift in one of the other ones, then the alignment of the electromagnetic field. So we don't have energy in us. There's constantly, we live in an electric universe, and this constant, it's full of information and energy all around us and travels through us and up and down. The energy that travels down is the water element consciousness. The energy that travels up is the fire elemental consciousness. The elemental consciousness that does the spiraling and going around us is the air, the wind, which is created by our lungs. Gravity pulls down. And then you've got earth, foundation, grounding. The Chinese one's different, is the elemental consciousness, and that's the stillness. But stillness isn't generally a static stillness. Stillness is it's about changing the perception from the gross, the macro movement, into the micro movement, and understanding that there's a constant, the only constant is change, is movement, and there's a constant vibration of movement in the subtle energy body, and it's about bringing our senses to be more subtle, to be more sensitive. So the collective view at the moment that sensitivity and hypersensitivity is not strong is a misperception in our opinion, because someone that has super hypersensitive abilities of the subtle energetic system becomes a master of energy, basically, from our beliefs. I didn't know that. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? I like that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the magician that we're gonna go on to next, isn't it? Yeah. We've been on the harmonium doing lots of grounding with the lower notes and stuff this morning, and not hanging upside down from the ceiling on our silk yoga rope style thing, but from our hammock. We do this swingy thing on our hammock, which is upside down and changes the oxygen to the brain. The Fool is literally enough. So that's what those movements were, basically. That's why we're describing that to you. That's the twitching, the broken collarbone, the hypermobility, and the subluxation of the EDS and the connective tissue. So it's the whole using the tongue from mouth. Each tooth relates to a meridian in the body, and meridian relates to like a chakra or a colour. So we feel the energy, and we're aligning and adjusting our physical body to clear all the tubes and the blockages and all the physical pain and everything in the body. And so that, we haven't really got the words for that quite yet, but that's kind of what all that's about, the twitching and the spasming and the tweaking and everything. But it's a lot more rhythmic and in pattern now than it used to be. The Fool is literally nothing, as shown by the empty face, and everything, as shown by the medals on his breast pocket, the sun, the moon, and the stars. The three astronomical bodies echo the sequence sun, moon, star, moon, sun of the 17th through to 19th cards of the major arcana. And today's the date's the 18th, so we're on the moon. The sun is the outward expression where the emotions come to the surface, or the outward expression. The moon, so the south, the conscious mind. The moon is the subconscious mind and the internal expression. But the moon phases, it's about going inwards and being introspective when it's a new moon, but when there's a full moon, it's where your subconscious and your emotions come to the surface to make you aware of stuff you're not aware in yourself, perhaps, that needs to be seen and acknowledged, so that the pattern can be changed and the frequency can be transformed into a higher vibration. All about the sound healing. They also suggest the World card, which, as we shall see, is the mirror image of the Fool card, the beginning and end of the journey. In his hand, the Fool holds a hoop and a crystal sphere containing the world. In his inner, yeah, you told me no! In the painting that we got done of our higher self by Annie B. Look her up if you ever want a painting done. We've got like 4 arms, like Ganesh, and Ganesh is actually one of our guides, and Bast, the cat goddess, is another guide. And we've got a lotus in one hand, another hand's got the universe, we've got the full moon behind us, and then we've got hands in like that position, and then there's a woman dancing in the middle, and it was be still and you will see, honour the goddess within, dance and be free was the phrase that came with it. So that's what they were just saying then in their little language. Okay, glad we shared that. Yeah, thank you. Good. Still not hugely comfortable with it all. I don't allow this to flow as it flows like this, and I don't acknowledge these alternate personalities and younger ones and let them have their talk, then they just act like a pressure cooker and they'll act out and come out in another way. So yeah, it's very strange for me, and I know how I used to think and our belief systems, which is why there's been so much resistance to all of this. So I know how strange and weird it must come across. And this is what we're teaching. We're teaching compassion for difference, because difference and uniqueness and authenticity is where the future lays. In his hand, the Fool holds a hoop and a crystal sphere containing the world. In his innocence, he believes them to be merely stage magic tricks. A metal hoop is a standard piece of equipment in a stage magician's repertoire, and the Fool holds it at his midsection, as if he has just produced the crystal globe out of it, suggesting that he could use it to create all manner of things. Although the Fool is less than nothing, he carries within him the seeds or potentials of everything, and brings them forth in endless supply. He is the catalyst who brings about change in the world. As such, he must necessarily be considered subversive, for one can only create the totally new by ignoring or rebelling against the old. The crystal globe suggests, again, the potential for everything that is hidden within the Fool, and is another reminder of his twin card, the world. The fact that the globe is made of crystal indicates the fragile quality of a new idea, powerful, yet easily crushed. The shape of the Fool's waistcoat suggests a fish. Fish have often been used as symbols of thoughts and feelings coalescing out of the murky depths of the ocean of the subconscious. Perhaps this fish is about to leap off the Fool's chest, swim through the hoop and manifest on the material plane as an idea or feeling that comes to us seemingly out of the blue. The birds and the bees and the fishies in the seas. The Fool's posture is quite determined, yet he stands on a ball, decorated with the same celestial bodies seen on his breast pocket medals. This is a precarious stance at best, but all the more so considering that the Fool's confident balance could be so easily undone as the kitten stretches playfully for the butterfly. Didn't know there's a kitten in it. Oh, it's in the ball at the bottom. The star. We love this back. Yeah. If the younger old, was it when we were younger, one of our favourite games was the memory card game, where you had 2 cards that had a picture on it and you had to remember it and then pick them. So I think this connects like lots of different altars in one using the card, you see. It's our common denominator to link us all together. If it reaches too far, then kitten, ball and Fool will plunge into the waters below. Given the likelihood of this undignified outcome, the Fool's confident posture is all the more ridiculous. The precariousness of the Fool's position mirrors the precariousness we often feel when we strike out into the unknown. The butterfly that so fascinates the kitten is also a symbol of change and emergence into the unknown, just as the caterpillar must break through the cocoon before it can stretch its wings. We know a butterfly to symbolise transformation. You've got the 4 stages up to, and the last one, transformation.
We're transforming, yes we are. Every little cell in our body is happy. Every little cell in our body is well. Every little cell in our body is happy. Every little cell in our body is well. We're so glad every little cell in our body is happy and well. We're so glad every little cell in our body is happy and well. Yes, we are. Can we go back to the book? A rainbow encircles the orange ball, like the rings of Saturn. This provides yet another link to the Fool's twin card, the world, whose astrological attribution is Saturn. There is another reason for the absence of a face. The Fool's face is your own. The Fool's voyage is your voyage, and his journey through the sequence of the majors is only an echo of your own journey through life. It's your own eyes that you see behind the Fool's mask. Hebrew letter, that one up here, Aleph, A-L-E-P-H, means ox. The ox is used to till the fields, preparing them for the introduction of seeds, which will eventually grow. And the astrological sign Uranus, which is on the other side, just behind the peg. Uranus is the planet of eccentricity, originality, and anarchy. So there's that one. We like these cards to look at, and we like these cards to read the book of as well. And we also like these cards to look at. And I'm sure they've read the book as well, but I don't actually remember it. So can't answer that one, but I'm pretty sure one of us has. I like how it says the words differently, so it's 0, but it's got choice. Oh, I don't like that glare. Maybe I can hold it there. So this is the book. I just mind the picture on the back there. To seek, to feel, to grow, to heal. That's lovely. To seek, to heal, to feel, to grow, to heal. And our number one value, we didn't really understand values or belief systems, but we started with Network Cornwall and doing all these workshops back in like 2011, 2012. And one of the exercises we did was to discover our values and our beliefs, and then to narrow it down to 10, and choice came out right at the top for us. And actually everyone has a choice all the time. It just really feels like sometimes, due to circumstances, that we don't have a choice, but that's the parable, that's the duality, that's the challenge to overcome, to realize we do have a choice, and then to decide. So I don't know, I might be able to just sit here with a tuning fork without my arm getting too tired and just do that, which might help. Yeah, it gets rid of the glare. We never like the glare, but we've got to sort out all the camera stuff yet, and it's too much for us. We just looked at the thing at 44, now it's 44.04. Oh. Shh. 0, the Fool, but in this book it's called Choice. Keywords: choice, options, opportunity, free will, self-determination, mindfulness, manifestation, cause and effect, reward, consequence, procrastination. Key phrases: choice creates reality. Belief is a choice. Inaction is a choice. The choice is yours. Determine your direction. The past has influence. Choice offers, I can't do that, sorry, it's too hard enough as it is, like with this. Choice offers reward or consequence. Weigh your options. Choose wisely. Stop procrastinating. Be responsible for your choices. Awareness empowers. Meaning: all that you are, all that you have learned and experienced, is born of choice. The choices you have made, the choices others have made on your behalf,
or choices they have made for themselves that have impacted on or influenced your life. You may believe that you have no choice, but that in itself is a choice. You may also exercise your right to allow others to decide for you. This too is a choice. We're loving it! So good! I like that. It feels good to laugh. I don't get this feeling too often like this. You may believe that you have too many options and allow this to confuse and cloud your ability to choose. This is yet another choice. You are free to choose or to allow others to choose for you. You can choose blindly or with care. You can choose to act or procrastinate. You can make your choices wisely. Don't knock over the actual laptop then, Daya. Please. Come on, but not on the laptop. Well done. Thank you. In the live recording, you see my boy. He's my little boy. Where's your momo? Take Tomo. I don't know. You can choose blindly or with care. You can choose to act or procrastinate. You can make your choices wisely, with knowledge and awareness, or make them in ignorance. Whether you choose to believe it or not, you are blessed with free will. The power to act and choose independently and determine your future. You are a product of your choices and the choices of others. All that surrounds you within your environment is the result of your choices and the choices of others. All comes back to choice. The past. When you were a child, dependent upon your parents and families for food, shelter, love, and protection, your choices were limited and often made on your behalf. As you grew older, your power to choose and play an active role in your experiences increased. Those choices, made for you and by you, helped shape you and played a foundational role in creating the person you are in the present. All that you have experienced because of those choices has shaped your beliefs, how you perceive the world around you, and how you experience it. We cannot unmake our choices. We cannot reverse time and relive the same moment over again. It is the past, and the past cannot be changed. We can, however, choose to make different choices in the present because we have chosen to learn from our past choices and the consequences born of those choices. Be mindful of your past, how you were raised, and the environment that you were born into, as it will play a foundational role in influencing your ability to see and make new choices. Ask yourself, am I a slave to my upbringing? Have I been conditioned to believe and behave in a particular manner? Does this conditioning enable and empower, or limit and restrict? Are you holding on tight to hurts and bad memories that bind you to a past moment? Is this preventing you from moving forward and making choices that will result in more positive and affirming experiences? When the choice card appears in the past position, you are being asked to question how your past may be influencing your ability to choose in an empowered manner in the present. The present, in this moment, exists an opportunity to create or transform your future. You stand at the crossroads. The past is behind you, and the future lies ahead. Now is the time to take control of your life and determine the direction you wish to take. Be both mindful of and responsible for the choices you make in the present. Take note of how your relationships, beliefs, and emotional state are influencing you. Do you see opportunities and options available to you in abundance? Or are your opportunities few and your options limited? Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of person? Use this moment to take stock. Ask yourself if the decision you have before you is being overly influenced by your relationship with another. Are you choosing in order to make someone else happy or to make yourself happy? Is your choice fraught with risk? Have you given thought to the potential consequences or rewards of this particular course of action? Remember, the choice is yours. Whether that choice involves taking a risk, allowing someone else to choose for you, or giving another's happiness and well-being more importance than your own. It is even your choice to do nothing at all. We have to remember the conscious mind of us is 5%, if we're aware in that percentage, and the subconscious mind is 95%. So when it doesn't feel like it's a choice, it's becoming from a subconscious patterning, it's coming from your body, it's becoming from your programming from your childhood, which is subconscious. And therefore, once you had this knowledge and you know that this is the case, you can then go, oh, okay, I didn't feel I had a choice in that situation. I've learned this bit of information about the subconscious. Now I know this, I can start finding what it is I need to do, or blah-de-blah-de-blah. Because we used to get affected by that a lot, so we just wanted to share that, it is our choice, but it's a patterned, conditioned, domesticated choice from our upbringing, which when that's brought to our awareness, we can choose to change it or not. It is even your choice to do nothing at all. When the choice card appears in the present, you are being asked to make your decisions with the awareness that your choices define you and have real power. Your choices create your present and future reality, and for good or for ill, will have an impact not only on you, but also on those around you. The future. For every action, there is an equal reaction. For every choice you make and then act upon, or do not act upon, there will be a direct, indirect reward or consequence. The choice card, in the future position, asks that you practice mindfulness even when making spontaneous decisions. What will your choice bring into your life? Have you considered the potential consequences or only the potential rewards? Have you taken the time to weigh your options and take into account the potential impacts of your decision? And the reality that a choice cannot be unmade. Your choices have the power to open and close doors, build bridges, and burn them. Could your decisions have potential consequences that you have not considered? Could your choice bring about the ending of friendship or marriage, the loss of your job, or worse, when a different choice could bring abundance and delight? Regardless of the choice before you, take time to consider the future ramifications of your decisions and actions, and choose in a way that brings change of your own design and making. The direction you take now will lead you to your future. See and weigh up your options, determine your direction, look to the potential consequences and rewards, and consider the impact your choices may have. Decide whether those choices are worth the cost, and whether they will bring forth a future that is in harmony with your intentions and desires. Potential blockage. Are you spending all of your time looking for options and opportunities because you do not like the options that have already been presented to you? Sometimes our searching fails to uncover a choice that brings us happiness or an outcome that we desire. So we continue to look, hoping that something better will come along. In this way, we may be only delaying the inevitable. The reverse choice card symbolizes a need to accept that sometimes the only choice available is the one we do not want to make. We have to choose the next best option or the path of least reward. Sometimes the path of least reward will lead us to the unexpected treasure. Sometimes we are limited to a choice that will bring us happiness, albeit fleeting, and one that will not. A choice between immediate gratification and self-sacrifice. Make your choice with the awareness that instant gratification might not prove to be the most rewarding option. Do not allow a fear of being unhappy or disliked or having to work hard or go without prevent you from making a choice that will bring greater rewards and benefits in the future. Consider that your procrastination or your inaction may result in someone else making a choice for you and creating a future that is even less to your liking. Well, that's a great book. We really like that. And the last one is The Fool from the Star Tarot. Crocodile at the bottom, crow on the rock, butterfly on the other side, stars. Kind of works. Wonder how long it'll be before we get that sorted, because it does or nothing. But it's not priorities. This is the book. And that's the layout. It does have we like it on the other ones, because when you've got it on the minor arcana, you've got a little bit there, and it's got like the astrological stuff. Like this one's the Two of Pentacles, and it's got Jupiter in Capricorn, 0 to 10 degrees in Capricorn, the first decanant, the lunar cycle, and key words. So it's got lots of it's got our moon living. It was 57 then. Love that. Love the numbers. It's got a lunar living, our moon living by the cycles of the moon and the moon phases, the astrology, the tarot, the planets, all that stuff, and language and words. So it's got it all incorporated basically, which is why we love it. Okay, so 0, the Fool, the fearless journeyman. The Fool wants to experience life. His energy is like spring emerging from winter. Renewal is felt in his soul. The Fool is the fun-loving, playful, spontaneous child in all of us. He is excited about what lays before him and is always ready to spring forth into action. The Fool is always on an adventure journey, looking for new opportunities. He represents the beginning and the end of a journey or cycle. The Fool's number 0 is symbolic of the infinite and the mysterious unknown. His goal is to transcend and bridge the two worlds of the subconscious and the conscious. Yeah, that's what we're doing, isn't it? Because with DID, what we've discovered is in a whole one person inside brain that we understand from society at the moment is there's a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. With our DID brain, you have each personality has a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. But so therefore in the conscious mind, there could be however many personalities that have conscious and subconscious, which means that there's a lot in the conscious mind that's subconscious on the alters, and it's all split up. And then in the subconscious mind, there's alternate personalities that have
conscious and subconscious, which means we've got conscious, subconscious. So it's very confusing. But if you were to literally have the top and the bottom of conscious, subconscious, we'd have lots of little, and that was the brain. In that brain, you'd have lots of other brains with conscious and subconscious, and it's all kind of spread out. And we're kind of trying to connect the dots, connect the brains, so that we can link all the consciousness and subconsciousness together on a network rather than it being separated. But that network that's in the brain separated also separates itself in the body. So the lung will be split off between however many altars, and some altars might not even have function of the lung, but they're below. They're like a subcategory altar of it. You have like your team leader, you have your leader, and then your team leaders. That's why we love tarot, actually, because you've got the king and the queens, and then you've got the minor ones, underneath it. So it all kind of fits in very well to understanding the systems of what's going on for a dissociative identity disorder. That's good information, thank you. Because I think they actually call it, they do relate to systems. They say the way the system works inside. Lots of subsystems under systems, basically. The Fool represents your youthful, trusting side. He is guided by his intuition and enthusiasm for life's experiences. Though he may not know what drives him, it is his inner desire to seek out enlightenment and to find his full spiritual potential in this world. He starts his journey spontaneously, living moment to moment. The Fool is fearless, moving towards change and challenges. He represents our continual journey into new cycles of life experiences. With the completion of each cycle, he acquires more knowledge, travelling forward to the next cycle of the unknown with courage and enthusiasm. The Fool journeys onwards, using his intuition, preparing to conquer the next dragon around the corner. The Fool is not a serious character. He always starts his journey in a light and happy fashion, with no plans or attachments to the past. He represents reincarnation in the purest form. He carries innocent wisdom with him. He is like a young child taking his first step, not sure what to expect, but continuing without fear. If he falls, he gets up and tries again. The Fool contains all possibilities. His deeper message is to know and trust yourself. By using his inherent knowledge, combined and balanced with spontaneity and awareness, he lets each day be a new day with new possibilities. He doesn't let the past baggage weigh him down on his journey. He encourages you to take risks and have faith. If things don't work out, pick yourself up, dust off and move on, knowing that the experience you had is just one of many good and or challenging on this path of life and spiritual growth. The Fool doesn't care so much for what society and others thinks. He works from the very core of what is true for his heart and will say so. He is not afraid to make mistakes. He knows the magic of life is being true to yourself. The Fool always has faith in spirit, life and others. His trusting nature moves forward with an open heart. He represents the innocent child in each of us, being birthed into the world in the purest form. Before society and people shadow our inner awareness, he has no attachment to the outcome of his journey. He is on the road of discovery of life's challenges and gifts. We are all on our individual journeys. Each completion of a journey starts us at the gate of another and has us transformed yet again. The Fool represents the hero's journey, taking chances, leaping into the unknown, following one's inner truth, trusting the self and embracing life's experiences with the spirit of your life force. Step into your personal adventure with lightness of heart and awareness of the true self. Let your intuition guide you through the unknown journeys that lay ahead. Be the fearless journeyman. Symbolism in the Fool image.
The fool descends down to the conscious world of his new adventure. The crystal he holds in his hand symbolizes memory and gifts that he brings from his past journeys. The 8-pointed star is his guiding light, reminding him as above, so below. The butterfly symbolizes transformation during his journey. The fool carries his staff that connects him to the heavens as well as to earth. The morning glories growing on the staff are forever blooming as a reminder of the possibilities and opportunities that are always there, regenerating in our lives. The raven calls our subconscious, reminding the fool in all of us that the magic in life is available when we quiet ourselves and listen. What's going on here with all the twitching as well is basically the left vagus nerve, the rest and digest, which we've got loads of injuries on, which is like basically cut it and sliced it, so it's had to rewire itself, and the rewiring happens because of the fibromyalgia. Our sensitivity to understanding this is the autism, but it's also the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, because the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder, so it's the matrix, the fascia of the body. I don't know, someone just came out, they did, someone, they, yeah, Tomo. And the other one's the fight vagus nerve, which is your fight, flight, freeze. Action. The raven called, oh, we're talking about the subconscious, that's why. So I guess I lost it for a while then. And that's why, because we're so aligned with the present moment, but our present moment is our past, because we're living out past traumas until they completely go. The raven calls are, and everyone gets it, if you're ever talking to someone or you're in a supermarket, something happens and suddenly someone you know starts acting like a child, it's called your amygdala in your old brain, and you're having an amygdala hijack. So it's the same. Everyone has, you know, is on the spectrum of this. It's just a lot, you know, it's down the other end. But that's what's happening. You're having an amygdala hijack if you suddenly start reacting and not acting and responding. The raven calls our subconscious, reminding the fool in all of us that the magic in life is available when we quiet ourselves and listen. The crocodile represents ancient instincts of survival, as well as the fish god, a symbol of fatherhood, motherhood, and the creative energy that is expressed and materialized when the two are in balance. So that just said fatherhood, motherhood, when the two are in balance. You could say the yin or yang when the two is in balance, night and day, light and dark, or as they just said to you, one of the alters, or we, whatever, the left and right vagus nerve. The crocodile is partially submerged in the pool of the subconscious and knowledge, and the ocean, by the way, which we love, represents consciousness, and consciousness is is everything. Consciousness, people use the word, so you've got conscious, unconscious, subconscious, and consciousness, and they're all different things basically, but a lot of people don't really understand them, and when we're watching stuff, people tend to use consciousness as an application of the conscious mind, and it is an application of the conscious mind, but not how they're meaning it, because it's basically everything. Okay, that's a bit of a rant that they obviously just needed to get out. The crocodile is partially submerged in the pool of the subconscious and knowledge, but I think what that means for us is that we have to really we've got a book that we've started finding our words in, and we have to get very clear for us of what the difference is for each of us on our own. The crocodile is partially submerged in the pool of the subconscious and knowledge. He peeks his head and tail out into the conscious realm, maintaining the balance between the two realms. The river starts in the high mountains and constantly flows into the pool, forever replenishing thoughts and experiences. The sun rises behind the mountains, representing a new day and adventure. The waxing crescent moon behind the fool's head represents new beginnings. The white roses on the fool's head represent a crown of innocence and purity. The fool is on his way to test his instincts and explore new worlds. Astrologically, the fool is associated with the planet Uranus. Originality, rebellion, unconventional, free will, and sudden events. And that's the planet that rules Aquarius, and we're a sun and moon Aquarius. But just because you're a sun and moon doesn't mean you're double it, because we just learnt this from watching the Leo horoscope thing with Deborah Silverman, and we're in Leo at the moment. We're in a Leo sun and a Leo moon, but it doesn't mean you're going to be more of a Leo wanting attention and getting on the stage. It actually means you're going to be less of a Leo because you're balanced out, because a new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct, and it's all about introspection. So if it's all about introspection, it's not about expressing yourself and putting you on stage in limelight. So we think it means double it, but actually it lessens it a lot. And there we go. That's the end. Thank you. Really looking forward to watching this back. Namaste. Au revoir. À tout à l'heure. Adios.